It is early Saturday morning. The interesting thing about this is I don't think you've had any battles for at least an entire day. Friday was relatively quiet. You kind of went and handled stuff, didn't have to kill any evil nasties or stuff like that. You guys went to the dive shop, such as it was. I think the rest of you kind of just handled business. You worked on stuff. You worked on stuff. You worked on stuff. I actually played a gig on Friday night at El Gato Negro, and it seems like DEF CON level has probably diminished down to almost DEF CON 1, so there's not a whole lot going on. But it's Saturday morning, so tell me who wakes up first, and
I'm
what do you
excited. I'm getting up early. I'm going to get my map laminated at at the local
place.
Staples.
Staples will do it for you. That's for sure. I'm sure there's a Staples.
And start sending out text messages. I'm just gonna send money bag emojis and cigarettes and
got it. Very good.
Maps.
Okay.
And all that.
All right. It's 8 o'clock in the morning.
Rally.
Your phones start buzzing. Zzz, zzz, zzz,
Does mine?
zzz, zzz. Yeah, yours does too. You're sleeping, so you're not able to fritz your phone. Yours probably doesn't go zzz because it's not a smartphone. It probably goes ding or something. Something really mediocrely silly.
That's the one.
The one I'd use that because it reminds me of the satellite phone that the dinosaur ate in
and the
Jurassic Park.
sequel.
They have to dig into the poop to get it.
Siren's head.
All right, so you start texting people. All right, your phones start going off. It's about 8 o'clock in the morning.
I was probably awake.
Yeah, probably.
I'll probably be up there around that time too.
Yeah. Okay. So your phones are going off. You're probably still doing remodeling on the
bathroom.
Yeah, the bathroom. I will say you may have been up for maybe 30 minutes or so working on it. You're all sweaty and dust all over you.
Mm-hmm.
You've got most of it probably taken care of, at least the demolition part. Now it's going to be a situation of running the plumbing and all that other stuff. Jody, you're probably getting ready to set up stuff for the ward that you're putting in place. You may have done some of the spells for the ward, but just haven't put up the final big ward that requires the lightning.
Right.
That'd probably be the attack spell that requires the lightning. So, yeah. Okay. Chuck?
It's 8 o'clock, I'm asleep.
Knock the phone off the dresser. Hide it under a pillow. Go to sleep. Yeah. Sir
Along
Darwin.
the similar lines. However, I like to think that I'm more of like a 8:30, maybe closer to 9 o'clock kind of person. So it's like right around 8 o'clock is kind of like look at the phone and just see the name, can't comprehend the emojis, and like not yet.
Not yet. Roll back over, go to bed. All right.
In an hour.
Did we get
after
emojis?
coffee.
So Volt, what do you do? Your phone starts going off. You're demolitioning. You look at the phone. You see it's from Miranda. She's sending like treasure chest emojis, and pirate ship emojis and stuff.
Money bags and cigarettes.
Yeah. Probably bank robber in there.
Yeah.
Ghost.
When were we supposed to meet? Did we put a time?
I don't think so. I didn't see anything in my
Sometime
notes.
that day or whatever?
Yeah.
Okay.
She's just excited.
I'll text, when are we meeting?
Good question.
I'll be like...
Is
I'll
it group text, I guess?
Yeah, I'm sending
Okay.
this in the group chat.
Please tell me you're just gonna send like a picture of a clock.
No, I'm just gonna
Like,
call
just-
him. Since
You gonna call him?
Since he's the only person who's replied yet, right?
That's pretty much it. Yeah.
Okay, I'll be like, he's up, and I'll call. Ring, ring, ring.
A dragon noise, lightning crackling. It's probably actually recorded from your actual
It's
lightning strike.
it's action. All things start small or whatever the thing he says. That's
Very small. All right, no. So you pick up.
Hey.
I didn't get it.
Oh, hello.
Hey,
Hey, you're awake.
I am.
That's great. That's great. I rallied the troops. I was thinking we could meet at a central location and talk strategy. Hey, you have a lot of room at your place.
I do.
It doesn't have to be at your... Hey, we could meet, like, in a restaurant or something.
I like that better.
Okay, all right. We'll do that. Is there like a McDonald's that's centrally located anywhere?
There's-
Okay.
sure.
I'll find the most centrally located McDonald's and be like,
Right.
I'll text you the address.
Okay.
Oh,
Definitely.
I haven't heard from everybody yet, so when I hear back from everybody, I'll let you know what time.
Sounds good.
Okay.
All right. Della, you are prepping stuff for magic, and
5
you
p.m.
probably cast your preliminary ward
I'm just
spells.
gonna be sitting at McDonald's like,
What are you gonna do?
they're coming.
You've seen the emojis.
So I see the emojis, and I guess I figured out that it's
And
McDonald's.
you see you see actually what time are we meeting from Volt, and that's all you see.
Oh. So I'm going to respond, I don't know.
Oh, she's awake.
But I know better than to call her because that could. Wait, no, your cell phone work, or you have a landline. Do I have a landline?
She has a
number?
landline. You have a landline number.
I call the landline number. Ring, 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 ring.
Hello?
You're awake.
Yeah, I am. What's
So-
up?
The plan is at a yet to be determined time to meet up at headquarters, aka a centrally located McDonald's, and discuss strategy for the you know what.
Okay.
This might not be
Sounds
a clean
good.
line. Don't want to
Sounds
say.
good. Do you need help with anything this morning?
Nope.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Wait, what day is this?
Saturday morning.
Okay. No, I'm good. I'm free.
Okay. Awesome. Okay. Cool. See you at when I'll let you know.
Okay. Bye.
All right. Bye.
You're I guess getting stuff ready. Probably checking to make sure your scuba suit works, and
Yeah. I probably got up hella early and already checked over that. This
you
is
put on the
Christmas
face mask,
for me.
adjusted it, taken it off, adjusted it a little
Put
more.
the snorkel stuff on.
Make sure it fits just right.
Filled up my sink, tested it.
Bathtub.
Yeah.
Sticking your head in the bathtub. No, maybe not. No, that'd be bad.
Well, if I really wanted to simulate Lake Pontchartrain,
Yeah, that's about right. You're not far off.
yeah. So I will probably, just because I'm impatient, go to the library and see if I can find any books on treasure hunting.
Treasure hunting? Okay.
Or, yeah, you know.
All right. You head to the library. Library doesn't open until 9. So
I
you
sit
get
on the
there.
steps.
So you're there about 8:30. About 8:30, you finally roll over, grab your phone, realize that it's Miranda. She's sending all kinds of emojis about treasure and pirates and.
This is a group text.
Yes, it is.
All right.
You see him say, "What time are we meeting?" And she says, "I don't know," and that's it. Then it goes dark.
Well, I'll wait for a reply then.
Okay. So what are you going to do while you're waiting?
Let's see. I want to say around the same time, remembering from where we had left off,
Mm-hmm.
we were doing
The armor stuff.
armor stuff with you.
I've delivered
Yes.
it. I watched
Right.
that.
Right.
You handed off all the components and pieces and parts,
Right.
materials and whatnot.
I said you could keep anything extra.
Right. To play with
And there's also
the case. For
the
him.
case for Bunk.
Mhm.
That's correct.
I don't. I say we weren't going to use that case you had at the time, were we?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's usually you have your hard case and then you got like a soft
Right.
case that you can
Right.
kind of
Right.
And
So it was the hard case you were going to
hard case is what I
adjust.
want.
Yeah.
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 Because I want to say that like you brought it, I took measurements, and then you took it with you because you had a gig.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Maybe
so
right.
I don't have that, but that is something that I can look into, do a little diagram with. I think I'll go ahead and do that because I've already done a whole lot of pre-planning for his thing.
Okay.
And now that I have the stuff, it'll be a bit more of like inventory management to see
Right.
exactly what all I have to work with for that.
Sure.
So
Okay. All right. So you start doing some measurements. Do me a craftsmanship roll just to see how well you do on this. You have pretty good
Okay.
craftsmanship. Ooh, that's a pretty good roll too.
Mhm.
Wow. +2 nice.
so let's see, that is 8.
Okay.
Wow.
You start looking at the different things. You're pretty sure that you can take this hard case and make it so that it has an external door on it that will actually allow him to access the shotgun and the pistol without actually opening the case. which is kind of cool.
Yeah,
So
that's
you know
cool.
he'll be able to just carry the case. He can reach down and then pull the shotgun out. You're thinking you can actually make it so that he could literally reach through, grab the shotgun, pull it out, and he'd be good to go. Or the pistol, the same kind of thing. So you start doing some sketches. Looking at how the different types of plastics in his case are going to work, and how you're going to have to the size of these guns since you're taking measurements on them. Do some mock-ups and stuff like that. Takes you probably maybe an hour and 15 minutes, and I'm going to cut back over to
That sounds
Miranda.
good.
Miranda, the library opens. Okay. Yeah. Go inside the library.
Yes.
Okay. You go inside. There's a very sleepy-looking young man sitting behind the desk, the main marble desk in the main entranceway. Kind of looks at you, and they've got the little things that will go off if you bring a book out and haven't checked it out yet. And he kind of looks at you. He's got a cup of coffee he's sipping on. You head into the main proper of the library to the card catalog. There's actually a computerized card catalog. So you go in there and you start typing in treasure hunting. Lots of things come up. There's a bunch of novels by various and sundry people about treasure hunting. Most of them are fiction and stuff like that. A couple memoirs about people who have actually done some treasure hunting. There's a book called Raise the Titanic, where they talk about getting the Titanic and what they would do to try and get it off the bottom of the ocean. Nobody really talking about how to be a treasure hunter. It's kind of sad. Just lots of people telling how they did certain things they did. That's pretty much it.
There's some marketing
Got it.
efficiency.
Did you
Yes.
try the?
Paranet, I don't know if I know about them.
Oh, she does.
No, I was going to say
Oh.
Nicolas Cage's biography.
Yeah.
No, that's
National Treasure.
You could probably check out a copy of National Treasure.
I will
sit down and
definitely
watch
put
it.
that on hold to be checked out later.
Actually, they do have a copy of National Treasure, and since you have a library card, you could definitely check it out if you want.
I will.
Okay, there you
I
go.
will.
All right, so you pick up the copy of National Treasure, right?
all the planning
yeah.
you need.
So
National Treasure 1 and 2, I guess.
I was 6'1".
Okay, it's really much better
One.
movies.
Just the little shot beat. So I'll get the movie, and is that young man, sleepy young man, the only guy that's at the library right now?
He's the only one you've seen. There's also a young lady. She looks maybe she's in her 30s or something like that, sitting behind one of the desks further in. Maybe she's information desk or something like that. She looks very sleepy as well. Seems to be drinking coffee as well. So there you go.
Okay. Well, one more thing I want to look for in the card catalog is any information on, like weapons forging, origins of weapons and where they come from, and like.
A little more specific for me? I'm not
I
sure where
am
you're going.
looking for information on like culturally or historically, like the origins of like where my weapon might have been forged.
Okay. So you're looking for Swords of the Cross then, okay, specifically. All right.
I thought
Or just
100%
the
you're just going to
type
be
of-
like, yes, you find the big picture encyclopedia of weapons.
That's right.
Just-
Well, I have one actually in the house.
Probably practices the different stances that they use when they write.
I was looking. Yes, if by some miracle this library has information on a Sword of the Cross, but just more generally the type of weapon that it is, like if it's a
Okay.
scimitar or whatever.
It's a cavalry
Like
saber,
cavalry
yeah, like
saber.
would be used back. Well, there's a lot of information on cavalry sabers, different, mainly it's weapons of the Civil War and that
Got
kind of
it.
stuff. And so there's a lot of things about the guns and the different bayonets, cavalry sabers, why they have the certain shape they have, that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Which yours is definitely a cavalry saber and not a scimitar. It's a little
Okay.
more modern. But you also know that the Swords of the Cross have been reworked over the years, and so this is not the
Original form.
Yours looks like Esperachius and Durandal. You know it's not, because it's got the wrong tang nut, and there's only 3 Swords of the Cross, and they're all accounted for. So you got the 4th one. But again, from what you've heard of for the Sword of the Cross that yours looks like, I mean, they could literally be sister swords.
Okay.
The only real difference that you know of, at least it's what Gabriel Beaumont told you, is that the tang nut on the one he's seen that Sonya wields is a sun, yours is a moon.
Got it.
So I mean, he was like, these could be identical twins. So yeah, there's nothing other than that. Cavalry sabers had a certain curve to them, so they were better to wield from horseback. You're probably not going to be on horseback anytime soon. So you never know.
Yeah.
You never know.
Seahorse.
So you got a moped, right?
Yeah, he's got a moped.
Alright.
No, there you go. Named Flame.
I'm just trying to know how riding a seahorse because they're like this
I'll
big.
check out National
Giants.
Treasure.
Okay.
And I guess head back home and
That's
watch it
not
while
true.
I wait for other people to wake up and text me back.
All right.
Oh, I'm gonna say,
Mhm.
because I haven't heard from Bunker Darwin yet, I'm
Mhm.
just going to say in the chat, in the text, with actual words for once.
Uh-oh.
Hey, let me know when you guys wake up.
Yeah. Okay.
And I'm gonna go.
It's probably about
Nicholas
9:15, 9:30 now. Okay.
and
Okay,
then
yeah.
before
It's still way too
10.
early for you, but yeah, it's not very early for you actually, Darwin. Yeah.
Yeah, no. Now that I have more information to go on, like, I'm up.
He's up. Hello.
Nice.
Like I was like, I hit send and then burn. Oh,
It's on. Yeah.
hello.
Hello, what's on the docket for the day, Mr. D-Man?
I don't know. I thought you were the one doing the planning.
I am, and I have a headquarters location for us. I just do not have a time because it needs to work for everybody. And Bunk's probably still asleep. So, McDonald's on Drive.
Yeah. You know where that is.
And we're gonna meet there once everyone is accounted for.
So we're waiting on Bunk.
Yeah, but I mean, he did a long set last night. Plus, we did a lot of stuff yesterday, so I don't want to I mean, I know earlier I could wake him up, but
So I have
don't-
time to do other things.
Yeah, you got time
Oh,
to do
okay.
other
Okay.
things,
Yeah. All right. Thank you. No, that's necessary
problem.
information.
Hey, yeah, no, this is whatever you got going on is obviously the priority. The treasure can wait or whatever. It's fine.
Allegedly.
Well,
Yeah.
you gotta have faith. Anyways, well, let me know when you're free, and we can and we're not all waiting on you or anything. I don't mean to make it sound like that, but
Okay. All right. Let me know when then.
okay,
That's-
sounds great.
All right.
All
Bye.
right, bye.
All right. Anything you're gonna attempt while you're waiting for the call to go out for the Avengers to assemble?
In actual practice, probably not. But for sake of flavor, just doing the inventory stuff that I had previously said, trying to figure out all the materials that I have to work with for the armor project.
Cool. You probably actually, start for the armor project. You probably actually start stitching some stuff together, making sure it all fits. Give me another craftsmanship roll. Let's see where we are on that.
This is the one thing I can do, guys.
Yeah, you are good at the craftsman stuff. Ooh.
Even with 2 minuses, I am at +4.
Okay.
Nice.
It's going slower than you thought. Some of the stuff doesn't seem to be working exactly the way you thought, mainly because you're trying to make it so it'll expand when he changes shape. Some of the materials are a little more rigid than you realize. You're realizing you're going to have to put some more gussets in there with some of this other ballistic nylon, and so you're having to change some of the designs. So it's taking a little longer than you realize, but that's okay. I mean, this is your element. This is what you enjoy.
Experimentation is great.
That's right. So you're sketching stuff out and putting things together and taking things apart and doing all that stuff. Okay. You head home. Your DVD player, you put National Treasure in there and it starts, and so you're watching National Treasure for about the next 2 hours. You are doing what, Mr. Volt?
I've cleared out most of the boxes, right?
You've emptied the boxes out. Yeah.
I guess all I need is plumbing for the bathroom next.
Right.
I don't think I need any more renovation stuff.
Did you want to do anything in the office to make it a little more livable? I mean, it's again a lot of linoleum and cheap furniture, but it's up to you. I mean,
Yeah, I guess so. I'm a dragon. I gotta make it look nice and gorgeous.
Yeah, you
So I'll
kinda
do
do.
that. I'll go up there and start renovating that and
okay.
throw out any not so great faux wood stuff.
Yeah, most of the cabinetry is just really cheap, press board garbage. The linoleum is very yellowed. Okay, so you probably start pulling up the linoleum and pulling out these cabinets and stuff like that. Well, that's the
Good
bird. I
thing
was
you
trying to figure out what
threw
that was. All right. So you start pulling that stuff out, and you get it kind of all down to the dumpster that's nearby and that stuff. You head back upstairs, and you're pulling stuff out, and you've been at it for maybe another 30 minutes. It's probably about 10 o'clock, and there's a knock on the door.
How does everybody know where my dragon lair is?
Well,
I stomp over to the door and I
Okay.
open it, but very cordially.
there is a very large man that you recognize standing outside. This is the gentleman who you remember from the other night when you went to see. Yeah, he was the guy who was in the Rolls Royce when you went to see.
John Robertier,
Yeah.
or Jean Robertier, Della's sister.
Yes. Let's see what her name is. I've got my stuff here. Her name is Jean-Marie Robert. Yeah.
Oh.
It's Jean-Marie. Yeah. Anyway, but he's standing out there. He kind of looks in the door, sees that there's no one there. It's just you, and then steps out of the way, and she comes sweeping in.
Oh Lord.
Okay. It's still early. She's got this. Yeah. So she just comes sweeping in.
Say, come in.
Yeah. So she's like, yeah, So I like what you've done with the place. So renovations? This is the warehouse I gave you?
Yeah.
And so she says, can I get a tour?
Sure, why not?
Okay.
This is the office. As you can see, it's under construction.
Mhm.
And then I'll take her downstairs and to the big open kind of concrete area.
Right.
And I've got that cargo container in the middle, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And then I'll walk down and point to the bathrooms. This will be the master bathroom.
She
But
goes,
it's also currently under renovation.
so are you going to be living in the office area or downstairs?
Haven't decided yet.
So it looks like you're going to need a good plumber and maybe a good carpenter.
Yeah.
I know some guys. Perhaps you'd be interested in hiring them.
While I do appreciate the offer, I can get by on my own resources.
Oh, okay.
But I, again, very much appreciate your help.
She says, well, like I said, I know some guys. They don't come cheap and they don't come for free, but they are good craftsmen and they do good work. So let me know if you want to use them. She says, I just figured I'd find out what I actually gave you. So she's kind of looking around and stuff like that. She says, well, I look forward to seeing the final product.
Giving me a great hobby to work on.
Oh, good. Well, I'll be seeing you. And so she, kind of strolls to one of the roll-up doors and
I'm going to say that's all, just a house call.
that's it. Just wanted to see how things were going.
All right.
Which I guess it's been a couple days since you've seen her.
Yeah.
And so she kind of heads to one of the roll-up doors, and then it's kind of probably chained down, and so I guess you probably go over and let her out to the
Yeah, I'll
chain
go
door.
and I'll roll it up for her.
Okay. The big guy is standing there, and he kind of comes down the stairs. They get back into this beautiful Rolls Royce again. And
Can I inspect this big guy? What does he look like? I want to make like a check. Like, is he human, or is there more to him than
give me
meets
an
the eye?
alertness check. Oh well, you actually give me an investigation check. That's probably more along the lines of what we're doing.
You sure you don't want to look
Yeah, probably so.
Come on, big money, no whammies. All right, that's a 1.
So,
That's a 1.
oh.
Yeah.
As far as you're concerned, he's human. He looks like he works out. Probably, juices a bit. But he's very deferential to her. So,
Are there any
yeah.
like weapons on him or anything? Can I
Yeah,
find
he's
that?
carrying a pistol. But that's about it. He's just carrying a big pistol, kind of in a shoulder rig right underneath here.
Yeah.
That's it. He doesn't seem like he's carrying. I mean, if he is, they're well hidden. So
Yeah.
what you see is a large pistol and a shoulder rig underneath his coat. You mainly see it when he opens the door to let her in. You see that he's got the
Catch a
shoulder rig
glance
there.
or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's it. He seems very polite when it comes to you, of course. Which I guess he's been told to be nice. So
Yeah.
yeah.
As she walks, I do bow and say, "Drive safe."
She says, "Oh, so formal. I appreciate the sentiment though." And slides into the car. He closes the door, gets into the passenger seat, and then the driver, of course, takes them out through the gate and stuff like that. Yeah.
I wait till like as they're hitting the dusty trail, that's when the roller door
Okay.
comes down.
Yeah. Seems pretty
Like
quiet.
a cinematic.
Yeah. Seems pretty quiet. Mainly she's just seeing what's going on, I guess.
And I thought to myself, gotta put cameras in.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. Definitely for sure. All right, so Della probably was when we last left you. It was probably around 8:30.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
You said I was finishing up
You've cast a few of the preliminary spells to get things in place. You haven't put the big ward up.
Right.
You haven't put the attack spells up
Right.
yet, but you've got the ones that are going to block the windows, the alert spell, that kind of stuff.
And since I know that Volt is awake because he sent a message in the chat, I'm gonna text Volt.
Okay. Private text. Uh-oh. Zzz.
I'm just gonna say, "Hey, could you hit a branch with lightning and bring it to me, or I'll come get it after you hit the branch with lightning. I need it for my house."
Well, specifically, it had to hit a tree. And it had to be a branch from a tree
I
that got
need
hit by
you
lightning.
to hit a tree with lightning.
There aren't any trees around your windows.
Yeah, I was like,
I'm gonna
like
say,
docks
you're kind of in the docks area. There's kind of like scrub brush. There's some little kind of spindly little trees. If you hit them with lightning, you're pretty sure they're going to go up. Oh, that's not so good. Yeah.
Well, they'll have to text me
Is
back.
there a particular tree?
Big enough to not die when you hit it. I'll go look for some trees.
You know where big trees are.
I know.
I'll say, no, I've got it.
Are you sure?
Oh no, I can't find a tree.
Most of the big
I'm
trees.
gonna type W for whatever.
Okay. Most of the big trees are going to be probably in parks.
Okay.
You could probably go to Audubon Park and do it.
No one will notice that.
Yeah, right. Wow, what was that?
No one's ever at Audubon Park.
There's a few other ones like in people's front yards,
Just
but
don't
you
start
definitely
that
think people
tree
would notice that.
There's
Mine
no
out of?
garden district. There
Yeah,
Because
garden district.
there's still like a lot of derelict buildings on the outskirts
Oh,
of New
yeah.
Orleans.
Oh,
I'll
yeah.
find a tree in someone's yard that looks still run down and nobody's occupied.
Right.
Like that.
Okay. So you kind of hop in your car,
Yeah.
begin kind of cruising, looking for places. There's a lot of these buildings that are empty, especially when you head out towards Metairie. You're able to find a tree that's kind of like in this little. It's like a playground, but most of the houses are abandoned around it. There's a tree that's kind of medium size, look like a swamp oak or something like that. You kind of case the area, look to see if anybody's there. Tree hits, kind of shimmies, catches on fire. You see the lightning kind of course up and down the things and then die off pretty quickly.
I just imagine the kid from Incredibles is there in his tricycle.
Wow!
When he sees Mr. Incredible or whatever.
That's right. You again, it's going to break a branch off. Okay.
Yeah, I guess I'll take a big enough, a big one, but not so big it doesn't fit in the trunk.
Right. Well, yeah. I mean, you can do that pretty
Because
easily.
I don't know exactly the size, but
Okay. Well, they're probably this big, and breaking it off. It's kind of singed, so
it's probably pretty
you
easy to
can
break
definitely tell that it's been hit by lightning.
off.
Sure.
Okay.
You throw it in the trunk of your car, and you're gonna head to her place.
Yeah, I'll say on my way to yours.
All right.
When I get that, I'm gonna say, "Hey, was there more than one branch that was hit by the lightning?"
You could probably break another branch off.
I'll get back out of my car and go. I'll break two more and then
All
put
right.
them
Yeah,
in.
definitely do that.
You've had some
I
weird
uproot the tree.
interactions this
Yeah.
I
morning.
just tie it to the top of my.
I'm not going to let you uproot the tree. You might need a little higher might roll than that. Not a lot, just a
Yeah.
couple points. Yeah, but yeah, you can break a couple branches off really
Okay.
easy. They may not be quite as big as this one, but they're going to be solid. So yeah, it's good. You throw them back, and you get firewood in the trunk of your Impala.
Essentially, singed firewood.
Yeah. And so you start heading to Della's. About 10 o'clock, you arrive at Della's. The car pulls up outside. You recognize the blah, 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 of the Impala.
My stick is here.
Right. Yeah, and there's Volt in the car with.
I bring all three branches out.
Yeah, one of them is like it's a big branch, probably about a 6-inch around, about this long, and you're like, oh, okay, that's a little big. That's nice. He's got a couple of them that are a little smaller. They're all of them about this long. One of them's about that big around, and one's slightly larger. So whichever
Could I
one.
chop the one in half?
Oh yeah, sure.
Would it still retain its lightning magic activity?
Make a lore check.
While she's rolling, I want to go ahead and get this out. Whenever she first said, well, I text Volt, can you hit, and I was like, she's ordering a hit.
Yeah, right.
Warren's ordering a hit. And then a little bit further goes on, you're like, was there a particular tree? It's like, this is it.
Tree is code.
I'll get it.
Like,
I'll send you the address.
What exactly do you mean by tree?
I want you to protect the tree's soul.
So 7.
You're thinking that probably if you cut this large one in half, it would be fine.
Cool.
Okay.
Hey, Bolt. Here's an axe. Can you cut that for me?
Where
I-
did you get an X from?
I just throw it up and karate chop it in half.
Maybe I might check.
Bet.
I have a house
Is this considered breaking things?
Yes.
in a hurricane
Absolutely.
area. I'm gonna have an axe.
I'm not sure how it could be considered.
I don't know, because chopping,
Oh,
breaking, I don't know
I
if
can't
that
have a chainsaw because a chainsaw would not work for me.
Don't be shitty.
Chainsaw would probably work.
Oh, okay.
Alright, so that is 11?
Well,
Crap. You reach up, you toss it into the air, and then just punch through it. And the thing splinters go everywhere, and it breaks almost completely in half. You're gonna need to run not the lawnmower, the vacuum cleaner. The lawnmower would be a bad thing to run in the house.
So,
Yeah.
with improved
no,
lifting,
he broke it up. You broke it inside my house?
Yes,
wherever you said,
it's in his house. It was in your house.
I actually thought we were still
Okay,
outside.
I thought we- I thought we were
I
outside
broke
too.
it.
Okay, there's a bunch of splinters on the ground outside
Yeah.
your
Okay,
house.
thank you.
Okay.
I can only imagine, one, the look of disdain on his face whenever you try to hand him an axe. He breaks
Yeah,
it,
I don't
and then the
need
look of just
primary.
smugness, like,
What?
I was
I
also
don't need primate
imagining
Do
that it
you
was in the
know
house
who
also.
I am? Yeah.
Oh no, Auntie in the teapot.
Your house. Your house is gonna be a mess.
All right.
All right. Harry
So
Dresden's
I
house is a
gather-
mess too.
I gather my sticks. I put the other
Mhm.
3.
Mm-hmm.
I
you only
select the
need one.
nicest looking one. And
Right.
I put the other 3 in my shop
Um,
or my workroom.
you're gonna probably okay. So he's over there. He's brought this to you. Okay. So now what?
What do you think? Would you like some tea or Coke or?
I'm good, thanks.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go work on my words.
Do
some
some
more.
spells.
I'll see you at the headquarters.
Yes. As soon as you know where they are.
Have
let
you
me know.
mentioned to him that he might want to put a ward around his warehouse?
No.
Oh no.
Has he talked to me about his warehouse?
I don't know.
Did he mention it to me?
Well, you had mentioned something about putting wards around everyone's house. Actually.
Okay. Yes, you're right. I had. So, hey, by the way,
Huh?
this. I have these sticks because I'm putting a ward, some big wards on my house.
Alright.
Do you need wards on your house?
Couldn't hurt.
Definitely could
Okay.
not hurt.
Yeah.
So, do you know what kind of things you'd like on your house? What kind of wards you want?
Things that kill people.
Well,
Yeah.
I can't put stuff that kills people on the house.
Yeah, you don't want that.
So I'll talk to him and say, so I have a defensive thing where you can't see into my house from the outside. It looks a little shady.
Maybe a pacification thing. Makes them weaker when they're in my lair.
Like maybe leave their powers at the door, or their powers are diminished somehow a little
Diminished, yeah.
So it'd be like a lock is what that would be.
Mhm.
Yeah.
bit. Okay. So diminished, and is
I
that
can
it?
get some
You want-
weird visitors, so yeah.
Okay. Do you want
Definitely.
anything that would like
High level ward would keep them out too, because they can't come in unless you disarm the ward and let them in.
Yeah.
They'd have to try and overcome it. So that's not
I like-
bad.
Do you like that too?
Yeah, high
You
level
like it
ward.
Yeah.
High level ward and
So necessarily need anything. You might want to
Yeah.
have.
Do you
Right
want-
now.
hang
Might
on.
wanna have
Hey,
the old-
wait,
Huh?
wait. Let me ask.
Okay, sorry.
What about like some kind of alarm that would alert you when somebody steps on your property?
Oh yeah, but tells me secretly.
Well, yeah,
Alright.
yeah. You
I don't
let
want
me
to just
know.
go weep, weep, weep. You know,
Right? No. That's not what it's supposed to
Because I
do.
don't want to sneak up on him. Get him.
Yeah. So
I
you
would
would
want
just.
weep option. That's
Yeah.
like,
Can I
That's a
have
little more
weep,
dark.
weep,
Yeah. Weep, please.
I-
The weep option.
I want to know. I want my
Yeah.
neighbors to
Yeah.
know. I want
Yeah.
everyone there to know.
So yeah. I'll
Papa,
do
Mom,
that
there's
for you.
someone at the door.
Let me write that down what you want.
Okay.
So
I appreciate it,
I'm
Dylan.
just gonna put it here for now. So So you want a pacification,
Whisper option.
also known as lessening of powers.
Oh, that's not the right word.
What's a ward and then a alarm?
Can't get in,
Stay your ass at home. Option.
and
That's
then
right.
a silent alert.
A pocket
Okay.
watch that goes ding, 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 in your pocket. Yeah, that'd be a pocket
Oh,
watch.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
Start
Bolt.
wearing
So
vests.
I'll let
Yeah.
you know if there's any kind of ingredient I need help getting for any of that stuff, and once I finish mine, I'll come to your place.
You're thinking the spell's
going
going to be very, very, very similar to yours. You won't need the lightning. I think your door had the freezing spell on it, right? So you won't need that aspect, which means the power level's probably going to be. I think we said your power level's like 12 or 14.
That's enough.
Yeah, his power level's probably going to be closer to around 10. So alarms are easy. Well, okay, I take that back. The wards you would put on his place would be probably around 10. An alarm would put at level 11. If you're wanting to diminish people's power, that's probably going to be another couple points on top of that. So it's going to be probably strength 13. I think we had worked out yours was going to be somewhere around strength 20 or
Yeah.
something really high.
Okay.
So yours is going to be probably around 13. But that's another story. We can work that out, and you can do the research on the spell, some lore checks to figure out what you need. You've probably got most of the items that you need, especially with what he just brought you now. So that would be pretty good. So
Okay.
I'll offer a
'Cause
firm
the-
handshake
I'll have
before I leave.
All right.
Pleasure doing business. No firm, not,
he's not trying to break your hand.
Yeah.
All right.
Bad.
Anytime, Bolt. Thank you for the help. I'll see you at the
That's secret
headquarters.
That's right. All right. You are working on what, Darwin? You've been working on the cases. You've got most of your research done on that. You've been putting some stuff together for the armor. It's probably coming up on. Well, you've been watching the movie. It's probably coming up on 11:30, maybe getting closer to noon-ish. Okay, so bunk roll. You roll over, look at your phone, realize there's been a bit of texting going on, about maybe 5 or 6 messages, a little message thing, and you're kind of like, I better check on this probably. So, yeah. Might be a gig from one of the bar owners, maybe something important.
Well,
Yeah, right. So yeah, you see the stuff that's been going on in the message. They're planning a meet today sometime.
Okay, so I take it back and you're okay.
He's up!
Just finished
Ring,
National
ring,
Treasure.
ring, ring, ring.
Your phone.
Ring, 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 ring. He's not answering. Ring, 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 ring. Hey!
Your
You're
phone
up.
probably goes wrong, 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 wrong. Okay, there we go.
Yes.
You're away!
Yeah.
Hey! Kind of away.
Haven't any coffee yet. You're not sure
Well-
awake is quite the right word.
So, the gang's all getting together at McDonald's on Stone Street, and
You know where that is.
and going over the plan, and so we're kind of just sort of figuring out a timeline for everybody. So when's good for you?
Give me an hour or two.
Okay,
I'll be
great. All right, awesome. See you there.
All right.
Click.
I'll see you there.
All right.
Guess we're going.
Did she even tell you where it is?
She did tell me McDonald's. So
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Just making sure.
I guess I'm just showing up.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Don't know what to bring or in.
Might want to bring the trombone.
Yeah,
Who
bring my
knows?
trombone just in
And then
case.
I'll be like T-1 hour to go time in the chat. Just send that to everybody.
Yeah, you're pretty sure you guys know when that is. It's going to wind up being around 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So,
Okay.
All right. Sounds like a plan.
And
All
I'll
right.
start making my way.
anybody have any last minute preparations they want to do before they go to the meeting to figure out the plan? Get it out of
Yes, I put my sandwich stuff back because I'm obviously going to eat when I get there. That's
Oh, yeah.
Really?
True.
McDonald's? Are you sure? Alrighty.
Anyway,
So,
Sorry.
around 1 o'clock, you all begin assembling at this McDonald's, very centrally located street,
I've
Um,
been here since 12:15.
which you have.
question. The McDonald's that we're meeting at, we all know this place. We all know it very well. Is it
That might flag
sorry,
on
this
YouTube.
is just important
Not
for me
gonna look for
personally.
Darwin's initials.
Is it one of those
somewhere.
kinds that has a play area?
Sure.
Yeah, that's right.
All right,
Sure. You good, huh?
yeah, fine.
All right.
So
Does Darwin
Somebody's in the ball
play?
Darwin's in the ball pit. That's right.
That's obviously where we're having the meeting, guys. I don't understand what we're playing around.
There's only gonna be kids around, no prying ears from
That's
the
right.
adults.
I think if you're over a certain height, they won't let you get in the ball pit.
What are they gonna do? Remove us?
Yeah, it's probably true.
What are they gonna do?
Were you going to take me out of the ball pit?
Just like Baldo is like just lowering yourself to the ball. Excuse me, sir, you can't.
I make $5 an hour. It is not worth going to a hospital. So no, I'm going back to sell Big
I
Macs.
haven't
Never
even
mind.
picked a table yet. I'm
Have fun. Look out! It's squishy in the bottom. Yeah.
That's not fudge.
Because ball pits are gross. Yes, they are.
roll for
They're
this.
pretty gross.
Yeah.
Roll for dysentery.
Yeah. What would that be under? That would be under, I don't know.
Maybe in college.
Endurance. That'd be definitely under endurance.
Just a straight endurance roll.
Yeah, give me it. Okay. So you show up. You probably already got probably one of those 2 cheeseburger meals and a large Diet
half
Coke.
and half tea.
Okay. Maybe some fries.
Yeah, I probably would have already bought like apple pies for everybody.
Oh, there you go. So you roll up and there's got these nice fried pies sitting there, and they are pretty righteous.
Mm-hmm.
She's probably actually got.
They're half
Roll
of
me
left.
again. Yeah, no memory. You really wanted some soft serve ice cream to go with your apple pie, but the ice cream machine was down. Because that makes those apple
Maybe
pies
maybe you want
amazing.
to be sponsored by McDonald's. It was up and working amazing.
McDonald's, hey, give us a call if you want to change the way this rolls.
Their ice cream machine
we
always
could
works.
run this
Yeah,
back.
sure, it's back.
I could change it.
This could be our headquarters forever.
We'll run this whole campaign on
Yeah,
it.
that's right. Out of McDonald's, that's right.
We'll call
And the-
ourselves the McHeroes.
And the ice cream will always be there and always be cold. That's right. Alrighty. So you guys all begin rolling in about the same time, right around 1:15, 1:05. Some you've been there for 45 minutes, so you got fried pies out for
Well,
everybody.
I was thinking if she was there for so long and got bored waiting for us, she'd be like nibbling off the fried pie.
Probably.
I've eaten my food and been like, I can order more when they get here.
That's literally what I said. There's like going to be half of them when we get there.
Yeah.
I'll eat them. Eat it. We don't want to get it cold because
Yeah,
they're better when
okay.
they're warm.
Yeah.
Oh, that's it?
So
You were
you
saying
guys
that?
begin rolling in. She's got a booth picked out. You all kind of begin sitting there. You wind up having to pull a chair over so you can get all 5 of you there, but it's not a big deal. This is before they started, bolting everything to the floor on their McDonald's.
Yeah.
So there is a chair that actually moves.
Mm.
So yeah, you're sitting there. Everybody assembles around the table. There is a nice apple pie sitting at everybody's place, so that's kind of nice. Yeah,
Thank you.
probably several of
No
you
problem.
order food, such as it is.
I thought
And-
you were going to say there's a nice apple pie in between all of you.
It's been split up.
No, she pre-ordered. I mean, those apple pies are like 60 cents. They're really pretty cheap. Well, okay,
I
at that
think
time they
they
were
were
probably a
cheap.
buck.
I thought something different when you said between you, like sitting at the table. I was like, meet the newest member of our team.
Yes, the apple pie.
He's going with us on this treasure hunt.
Truly
The
the brains of the
McHeroes
operation.
meeting a mascot.
That's right. All right. So you all sit down, begin nibbling on your apple pie. Maybe come with drinks. Probably go up to the counter, order a Diet Coke or a water or a Sprite or whatever you're drinking. So tell me, what are you discussing?
So, I, in preparation for the environment in which we were going to trek into, and I pull out the laminated map and I was like, have waterproofed our gear. So,
It is waterproof.
um,
Can't argue with that.
I mean, I don't want to take charge of this expedition or anything
Oh, this is
But-
all you.
okay.
Lead the way.
So I think, I don't think it can hurt to hire Captain Ron and have him take us out and just do a preliminary thing. And then, are you going down with us?
I haven't decided yet.
Well, you and I are going down, right?
Definitely.
We got gear.
As someone who can actually manipulate air magic, you could probably set yourself up with a spell that would allow you to continue to breathe, even if it's just a bubble of air around your body. You could probably do that.
Water doesn't affect my spells.
Well, it will. You just have to put more power into it to overcome the water effect.
He is trying to get
Yeah,
That's so
I think
devious.
Normally doing something like that would probably take 3 power levels. This would probably, to do it, you'd probably take like 6, maybe a 9.
I'm just no.
Okay.
I looked into a YouTube video on how to share breathing between the two of us if you just want to like.
You hand it over to her and it stops working.
Yeah.
No, actually, scuba
Oh
diving gear is
my
actually
God.
scuba diving
I
gear
was
is actually
like-
pretty simple.
Yeah.
So,
Oh my god!
scuba diving gear is simple
Actually,
enough.
you're staying on the
pretty
boat.
sure you're pretty sure you would not fritz the scuba gear.
You're
So
pretty
Well,
sure.
I didn't have a scuba suit. Did you get a scuba suit for me?
we could acquire that since where we're going to rent the boat has scuba gear before we go out.
You really don't. Knowing what you know about Pontchartrain, you really don't want to get that water on your body. It's
Right,
pretty
I
nasty.
know. So I mean,
Yeah.
that's why would like to have a
That's actually
scuba
swimming
suit.
there.
Oh, yeah?
It's not-
We can.
No, it's not
Nice.
pleasant. It's
I
gross.
did it for a triathlon once.
No, yeah, it's,
Oh god!
And of course, I wanted to go through there.
Yeah, this is like after I signed up for it, I was like, what in the hell?
when your immune system was strong and able to handle that
Yeah,
kind
I
of
was in
stuff,
shape.
you know,
I was running the
yeah,
bike and
right.
all that stuff.
Just get out and be
Swimming
like,
raw
I'll just-
sewage.
Real,
you know?
I mean,
Can I get a round of antibiotics and
Yeah,
a tetanus shot just to be
right.
sure?
All right, so I'll go down and I'll try the air bubble of thing, but if it doesn't work, I'll just snatch there.
Give me a.
I'll rescue
give
you.
me a. Okay, so what's your lore at?
Well, my lore is at 5, but look with my ring, my lore is at 6.
Okay. So you're what you need is a 6. Okay. So roll.
Oh, wait, I need a 6.
Yeah, you need a 6, so you're even. No, you're at 6. So
Okay,
you need
yeah.
a 6, so you're good. So
Oh.
what's your discipline?
5.
Okay. Roll your discipline check. You need to get at least a 6 on your discipline. Okay.
Ooh,
7.
Okay. So
Nice.
where are you checking this, by the way?
McDonald's bathroom.
The toilet.
The ball pit.
The
Well, I'll look
climb
around
up
the
one of those
room. Are there
little tubes.
people around the room?
Yeah, there's several people eating in there and stuff like that.
Well, how would it?
You make a bubble
I
around
don't
your
know.
head.
Yeah, but okay. I'll make a bubble around my head, but how would I know if that's okay?
Yeah.
Who has water? Somebody pour their drink on me.
All right, so
Just me and both from both sides.
splash you with water, and the bubble holds. Actually,
Okay, fine. All right.
We're gonna eat
Yeah,
dirty
what?
lips.
you now have Coke all over
I
you.
know. I'm not
It's all over
sticky.
The bubbles,
Sorry.
the bubbles actually body sized.
I'm
Believe
not
it or not.
sticky.
No, you're
But,
not.
you
It
know.
just rolls off and hits the
Okay.
Did we
floor.
just do this in public?
Yeah.
All right.
They all just think this, you know.
We were worried about Captain Rock's
Yeah.
health.
Okay.
Technically, I guess it's not water; it's Coke, which is sort of water. Yeah.
Well, I'll say
lot
it's
of,
enough.
lot of
It's
sugar.
a-
Yeah.
It's a liquid. It's
Yeah.
a liquid.
Liquid.
So, all right, I'm safe. Sticky but safe.
No, you're not sticky. It
I
just
know.
rolls
Yeah,
off on the
roll
floor.
That is cool.
Yeah.
I would have saved a lot of money on scuba gear if I
Yeah.
could do that.
Well, remember, you can only hold it for 1 round. If you want to make it longer than
Don't
1
wanna spend
round,
a lot of
then
money
you're
on
you're going to
scuba
need
gear.
to
Yeah.
put a little more power into it, which is
Yeah.
fine.
Just hold my breath.
You know, that's
Yeah.
fine.
How long's a round?
It's about a minute when we're not in combat. Yeah.
So a whole minute. We better find this treasure fast.
Well, you can kick it up a power level and you get 10 minutes. So you need to have 7 power, but that's going to be an extra stress. You did take a stress, but I'm not going to make you worry about it because probably by the time we get to it, no, don't worry about it. Mental stress.
Do
Jody.
we have our stress from last time still?
Yes, your stress is gone from last time. Anybody who has stress marks, they're gone. If you have a minor consequence, it's gone as well.
Well, worst comes to worst, I can just speedily try to swim up and.
So my sucking chest wound is finally.
Yeah, that was from
Just in time
the
to
Devil
get in
Man,
this
right?
dirty
No,
water.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
It was from the necromancer. Actually.
Oh, that's right. She did some nasty stuff to you.
Mhm.
Alrighty, so yeah, okay, so you can do the
So-
spell.
What's the plan?
So the plan is, we secure the boat. We go out to the spot. We find the treasure.
Sounds good.
Well, okay, so I
Both like that.
I think
treasure.
I think some of us go down. Obviously, maybe us three. You guys stay on the boat and cover our backs in case. What if it's like cursed or trapped or
Sea monster.
something like that? Sea
Sea
monsters.
Okay, so the map that we have,
Hmm.
Laminated.
it's a laminated like
There's so much
city
on it.
of but it's not like a nautical.
No.
It is not, but
It's literally a tourist map that actually shows the interesting places to visit in New Orleans and the areas around.
But there's
And then there's a
also
cigar burn.
I was about to say
Right.
there's a cigar burn, and you laminated it. You laminated
And then she's probably got the map of the ley lines from
Drawn
Della
on.
that she's drawn on
With
top,
Sharpie
and
marker.
3 of them cross right where that cigar burn is.
So,
but Ron does have a nautical map of the lake.
oh yes,
He does, and he told us this area was about 12
He's a
feet.
real sailor.
real sailor.
He is really.
He has a boat and everything.
So you've already worded past him where this is.
Well, if I recall, I kind of withheld this information, but I did sort of ask about the area.
Yeah, you did.
We could still loop him in
Okay.
on that.
I think Ron was thinking you guys were going to swim with the manatees or something, or you had swam
The
with the
original
manatees.
story
Yeah,
was like
You-
We had gone on it
yeah, and then
sometime.
eventually it was Pontchartrain.
Yeah.
And he was like,
Yeah, you don't want to swim with
Okay.
manatees in Pontchartrain. They'll
So-
attack you. They're feral.
Yeah.
They got
I just
sharp
want to
teeth.
see like if there's anything down there, and I just feel like there is.
Okay, so what if there is?
So if there is, I think the plan is because we don't know what's down there, and we don't know what disturbing it could do, and I don't even want to put Ron in danger. So I think what the plan is that this first trek out is just to see if there is anything, and then if there is anything, we come up and we be like, "Drat, there wasn't anything." Somebody else will have to say that because I don't feel comfortable about it. But then we get on the boat. Okay, great. And I'll just be like, and I'll be quiet. And then when we get Ron safely back to his area, we can get our own boat and come out here because then we would know it'd be worth the investment. Right?
Okay.
So if we
Or
did
kayaks?
find it, we wouldn't go ahead and bring it up. We would take him back and then come
I
back
think-
to get it.
I think that's the
Yeah.
play because I think we keep him safe in case it's trapped. We also have an idea of what we're dealing with and we
Okay.
can
So we need to get him drunk.
Okay.
We could
And-
probably do that. So
that
he
could be done.
forgets these
Does
spots.
anybody know how to drive a boat besides?
Well, I do. My dad used to work
that's
on
right.
boat motors
Okay,
in Florida.
so
Right.
we get
Yeah.
him, you know, and then he already thinks you're crazy. I assume.
Well, maybe he does. Yeah.
He already thinks it.
Okay.
no room for doubt.
He was like,
Never
no,
met this man.
I
I,
wasn't
know he thinks
asking.
I'm crazy.
I was telling you he definitely does.
Yeah.
You do have a pink wetsuit now, though. Now, so you're
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
Oh, well,
So
I mean-
we're
So okay,
we're equipped to do this
Do
job.
Right.
we have like a small buoy or something else to mark said
We
treasure?
did.
So
We
we
did
can
have one.
find.
Blew up. Now,
But we could do
probably
like a little
Captain
ball
Ron.
or
Captain Ron
something.
probably has a buoy that he would let you use to mark it.
That's what I was going to ask. Because going by your plan, I could probably fix a boat motor. Doesn't mean I can
Well,
find the exact same place Captain Ron took us to out in the middle of
Right.
this place.
Right,
That's
We could. Yeah, we could probably just get a buoy or a crab trap or something. And,
well, like I said, we can just get it or knock him out, or can
Get him plastered.
you do anything with memory?
Not legally without the White Council coming in,
Okay.
coming after her. That's
No, but if we give
Yeah.
him plenty to drink, and
my only concern with that is that part of my concern about removing him from the situation is if things get hairy. That's
then what are you
civilian.
gonna do with
And
somebody
then he's
who-
drunk.
I'll grab him and fly away.
You
Okay.
could do
What
that.
if you can't fly?
Why not?
I'll grab him and fly away.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Well, you
Far
grab
away.
him and fly him away.
That sounds good. I'll fly away.
Right, so-
Well, you know what? Actually, it's a boat. It has to have a certain number of life jackets.
He's got life
and
jackets,
seats,
he does,
so-
yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. All
But
right.
what if the
There's
all right? So I'm assuming we're
I
thinking
just
something's
think so.
protecting this treasure? Is that why you're worried?
I mean, every good treasure has a trap.
And all our previous
I just watched
adventures went
National
so
Treasure
smoothly.
today.
Sean Bean was tracking. We don't want a Sean Bean to come over and kill Captain
Right.
John.
This would be bad.
Or Ron.
Yeah.
And and I like Captain Ron, but what if he is Sean Bean?
You got the
Then we kill him.
you got the distinctive
I mean-
feeling. You got the distinctive feeling Captain Ron was not Sean.
Who is
Bean.
Sean
He-
Bean?
He's a very nice guy.
He pulled a mask on. It was me the whole time.
I'll take that treasure.
Sean Bean's the bad guy from National Treasure.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, he
You got the
was.
distinct feeling that Captain Ron was a pretty nice guy. Yeah, actually. He
I
said
think
something
he's a
about
good guy,
gorillas
I
and
just-
gorillas, and you're not sure what he was
All
talking
right.
I just
Alright.
want to make sure he's safe.
So,
about. So do we?
But if we get there and it's not trapped and it's completely doable on site, then we don't have to waste another trip. We can just do it right there. I just want to have a backup plan in case it's more complicated than we account for.
gotcha.
You probably need to contact Captain Ron then and tell him you want his boat.
Captain
When are you
Ron at the
planning?
Ron John Surf Show.
Yeah.
That's right.
When were you planning to go out? Later tonight?
I was gonna kind of hit the evening so that it would be
Yeah,
dark
5
and
p.m.
Around sundown ish.
minimize eyes on us doing this.
Okay,
You know.
cool. You want to give him a call? He did give you a card.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I can give him a
you
call.
grab the phone. Bring. Captain Ron's dive shop.
Hi, Captain Ron. This is Miranda. I don't know if you remember. I came and bought a hot
The-
shake.
Yes. So did you have you been diving yet?
We were gonna go out this evening if that was if you had a spot available on your calendar.
I don't get a whole lot of charters out into Pontchartrain, but so yeah, I'm free. The shop closes around 5:00. I could probably have the boat ready by 5:30, and then we could head out around 5:30. Would that work?
Perfect.
He says, "All right. The boat is $250 for 8 hours. So now I assume this would be a night trip. So that would put us getting in. If we wind up staying a little later, it's not a big deal.
Right.
We could probably stay out most of the evening. Do I need to pack for fishing, or what are we doing?
Fishing is
All right.
fishing is definitely part of it.
I will pack my my fishing tackle, and does anybody else need fishing tackle for
We're
this?
gonna have 5 people, and we all kind of have our own gear. No, some
Wait.
of us don't have gear. We'll need fishing equipment for 2 other people.
Okay, well I will pack for 4 then.
3.
You 2 and then
3
okay.
other people.
Okay, I'll pack fishing gear for 5 people. I can make sure I have bait and stuff like that. That's fine.
Go ahead and do
Not a problem. It is generally payment upon before we head out. So
Sure.
I accept major credit cards or cash. Don't really accept checks because And so I'll see you at.
What's 250 divided by 5, guys? 10. We all owe him $10.
Man, that's some crazy math.
That's crazy.
He says,
It's very affordable, actually.
he says, I'll see you at the dive shop at 5:30 then.
That's a
Okay,
white
great.
say.
I'll get
Awesome.
You're good. 10. And he hangs up. Okay.
We have acquired passage and fishing gear.
Bill
for
is just not a mathematician.
3 people.
I can see that.
You don't say.
I'm like trying to calculate on my hash brown
Carry the
wrapper.
one. Yeah. 2 plus 2 is 5. Right, because you got to carry the 1. Sure. Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah. All right. So it's probably around 2:30. You may want to go pick up any of the gear you want to take with you on the boat. You got about 3 hours. I don't know if you guys have anywhere in particular you need to go.
Well, they did
Makes
have
you like
National Treasure 2 at the library.
Oh,
was interested.
okay. You gonna go rent it? You can take it back. Take back the first one and get the second one.
Saran wrap
You know,
lotions.
I don't have anything
Maybe
else
let's
to
see.
do. First, I'm going to say, does anybody else
I'll
need my
go.
assistance today? Because I don't mind helping out. I'm very useful. I've helped Darwin with his bike before. So,
She did. She did
Yeah,
hand you
you're-
tools, and she did quite a good job. This is true.
you're
I
moving.
can't argue with that.
No.
So
no
we're going to need weapons.
cake.
You probably should take weapons. I would. If
So yeah, go get our weapons.
you guys, it's always good to have weapons in your line of work.
Yeah.
I should say that.
I
Yeah.
need to go get like some wax and things like that to sort of waterproof and protect my sword. if
Yeah, that's
the-
true.
I was gonna say, how bad is? I was just about to ask, how bad is that going to be on my sword? So I probably need to.
Well, okay. Neither one of your swords is going to rust. I'll
Oh,
tell you
yeah,
that
that's
much.
right.
Yeah,
They're
I mean, yours is Sword of the Cross. Yours is
weapons.
enchanted. Yours is, magically. Yeah,
Okay.
it's not going to rust. Now, again, you probably don't want to get all that nasty water into the leather at the handle.
Mhm.
But again, it's not going to rust or
Okay.
cause any problems like that. Yeah.
We can seal them.
All right, so we're going fishing. So we need beer.
Sounds right.
We got
Rum
weapons,
for the captain.
Rum for the captain. Anybody else?
Cranberry juice, vodka, something like that.
Something.
maybe.
Something.
Doritos, and
Doritos,
like Subway
Gatorade. Right.
style
What about
bread
popcorn?
sandwiches.
Is popcorn okay?
Oh, yeah, Zaps. Gotta have some
Yeah.
Zaps.
Zaps.
That's really good.
Yeah.
Well, because it's gonna be nighttime. Sandwiches.
Just grab me
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
box of Star
Shrimp
Crunch and
Shrimp
some
boys.
blue
Oh,
Gatorade.
Ooh, shrimp po' boys.
Blue
Yeah, that
Gatorade?
just sounds good all the
All right,
time.
Gatorade,
doesn't
Star
it?
Crunch.
right now, yeah.
Well, I'm making a list.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're
Zap
making a
chips
list.
with shrimp po' boys. I mean, you can't get
Making a
more.
list on the
Just
back
some
of
voodoo
the
chips
Bars.
and stuff, yeah.
Voodoo chips.
Yes, Bart.
Yeah, Bart.
You gotta have
Bart.
yeah.
And some peanuts to go in there.
Peanuts, exactly.
Heresy.
How big is the boat?
You have
Oh, we
no
haven't-
idea.
We're gonna show up so
We're
much.
adding
You have
so much.
No idea. You
For
have
a
no idea.
3-hour tour.
Oh my god.
That's an 18-foot open fisherman.
Just every time I'm on Gilligan's Island, whenever it's like those, the movie star had like endless outfits to change into, I was like, how much stuff did she take on the 3-hour tour?
Too much. All right. So you all begin heading home to get ready. What is everybody doing to prepare for the sailing excursion?
Just packing my gear in my
Okay.
gear bag.
Your little your go bag.
Yeah, I'm I guess getting my wetsuit ready and stuff and everything, locking everything up. I'm doing breath exercises.
Okay. Shouldn't be a problem. I think endurance would let you hold your breath a little longer anyway. You have, I think, pretty good endurance, don't you?
You have a 4 endurance, and I've
Oh,
got
that's good. Yeah.
inhuman
Probably
toughness,
recovery.
and human recovery.
Yeah,
as well,
you should be
so.
okay on that. Della, what are you doing?
Well, she said Miranda said she was going to get me a scuba suit to wear.
I
So-
figured we'd pick it up since we're going to the shop
Yeah, you probably
to get the boat is leaving from the shop.
Yes.
Right.
So we can
Okay.
pick it up there.
And then I guess I need, I guess that everything I need will be in that.
Right.
And then food.
Zaps, potato chips, beer, rum.
I think I'll just make sure that I'm like rested up and have what I need to cast the bubble spell.
Right.
And can I cast light under the water? I think the water's going to interfere with that.
Well, okay. You can cast light underneath the water. You'll probably just light up one of your objects that you're wearing or carrying or something like that.
That's what I do.
But again, you'll have to put a little extra power into it because water does tend to ground out magic.
I think I changed my mind. I'm going to go
Probably get glow sticks.
to a store and
Yeah.
get a bunch of glow sticks.
Yeah, it's easy
That's
enough. Yeah, you can find some of
I'm
those.
going to look for the fatter glow sticks.
Yeah. 5 or 6. Well, they got those marine glow sticks that you could probably get for, $5-6 and you get like 10 of them or something
Yeah.
like
That's what I'll do. I'm going to get the glow sticks then.
that. Okay. All right, Bunk.
Cooler full of beer.
Okay, thank
You have a cooler, you have beer.
Yep. A backpack or something with the guns.
Yep.
And
Grab some shrimp boys, maybe some zaps, potato
chips.
chips.
Just get stuff for a fishing trip.
So you're heading to Schwegmann's, which is no longer in business, but you're heading to Schwegmann's, probably picking up some beer, wine, stuff like that.
Just trying to get
That's old Schwegmann's, that's for
get a
sure.
bottle of rum, bottle of bourbon.
Let's see. Make sure I got my good coveralls. Need a coat because it's November. We're gonna be out in the
Yeah, it's
water.
getting chilly.
Chilly.
Yeah.
Actually, weather's back then.
Make sure I have my trusty pistol, my little utility belt of random stuff, and a few sandwiches, man. I mean, we're gonna be out there fishing and stuff. Might as
Peanut
well
butter
take
and
a few
jelly,
sandwiches,
pimento and
yeah.
cheese. What are we talking about?
I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna have a couple peanut butter jellies in there. That's
There you
just
Mm.
But no, I get some ham, a little bit of turkey, that kind of thing. Just nice little Nice little things you can cut up in like 2 or 3 things and just munch on.
Carrying a cooler full?
I'd imagine so. Not like a massive cooler, but
No,
just
just
a
one
little
you kind
like
of put over your
lunchbox
shoulder,
kind of cool.
yeah,
Yeah,
I've got a massive cooler.
You've got a massive cooler. Yours has wheels on it and a handle. That's right.
I 100% believe that. I was just like, yeah, well.
Yours slips over your shoulder. He has to drag his. That's right. What are you doing?
So I want to put I want to get like a chain and have like a little anchor that'll go all the 12 feet all the way down.
Okay.
And I want to get glow sticks to hook it up. So if we get lost in the nasty, murky water, we have an anchor point where we can go back up and find it.
Okay. You
I
probably
don't know what's going to happen down there.
You probably run by a Lowe's. Can get some chain. I don't know that you can find
It
it.
isn't even an anchor, just something very heavy.
Heavy, right? You can probably find some random piece of concrete in your warehouse that's kind of piled up against the wall, and then you can attach the chain to it, and you can definitely get some glow sticks. Okay, it takes you probably a couple hours to get all that put together and stuff like that, and stow it into a bag, big heavy duffel bag or something like that. How are all of you planning to get out to Captain Ron's dive shop? I mean, you got a scooter, you got a car. The rest of you.
I'm calling Volto because I got to.
Yeah, I was assuming we were going in the McMobile.
Okay.
Yeah,
The what mobile?
The
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
The McMobile.
I mean, we're going to be sponsored.
Da, 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 da.
I'm really trying to work this out. Come on now. Someone from McDonald's call us. We're loving it.
We got a bunch of 20-piece chicken McNuggets.
That's right. Look, if we infringe on somebody's copyright, that just means we can't monetize this episode. What the hell? I don't care. It's early enough right now. We've got 129 views and like 14 subscribers. We're gonna be a little while before we hit 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 views. So we're fine. We're fine. Anyway.
Satire.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
So if
satire.
McDonald's sponsors us. Okay.
well, I'm going to call Volt and say, hey, can I get a ride?
I'm beeping in
Because I
literally
don't
at the
think
same
I
time.
can-
You get a
Because
couple
I don't
phone
think I
calls.
can carry
Okay.
all this stuff on my bike.
Yeah.
It would be, yeah. And how far away is the shop?
Oh,
anyway?
the shop's a ways to ride. Yeah, you would
I'll
not
meet
want to
you
ride
guys
that.
4 days later.
Yeah,
and
right,
take
yeah.
my bicycle. So,
You're gonna have some kind of flying spell to get you
and I'm
there
also going to
quick.
take a knife with me because if we need to, I can always
You have a knife that's this long. Why
That's
would you?
true,
Need a
never-
knife?
Yeah, but no, if you're in close quarters and you can't draw your sword, you want to have a
No,
knife
I was
as
going to
backup.
use it to cut open the glow stick so we could pour it on the stuff.
You
like
definitely
that.
need a knife and not the sword.
You can't
for
just
that.
do an
I mean,
ice
come on
knife.
now. You can't use that sword for that.
You couldn't just do ice knife. Little.
Oh,
little
there you go.
Okay.
You
Alright.
can do that. It's
Alright.
nothing. I mean,
Alright.
this is same way. It doesn't cost you anything to light up your whatever. Your nose or your face or whatever to glow, or you could just cantrips cost nothing pretty much. So
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Alright.
So you get several phone calls to pick them up.
Okay.
Good thing you have a big car.
Round everybody up, yeah.
Yeah. You round everybody up. Are you riding with the Volt?
No, I have my own vehicle. Why would I do that?
You can get up to chrome down there. I need a windshield. All right. So you head out to the dive shop, and you've picked everybody up. You actually wind up arriving about the same time because you had to make several different stops, and you got there directly. The dive shop is closed. Lights are dark inside, and you do see what looks like a reasonably large boat. It's what looks like maybe about 25, 30 feet long. It has a totally enclosed area where you can drive the boat. It looks like there's an area that's maybe below decks, and you think you see a couple portholes on the side. Yeah, it's a reasonably. It's old. Okay, a lot of the paint is peeling, but it's definitely a reasonably large boat. You think it maybe a repurposed shrimp boat, and it's about that size. Of course, there's no shrimp nets or the big arms that they use for them and stuff like that. Those have all been removed if they were ever on there. But yeah, it's a good sized boat, and it's just kind of sitting out there going. He's got the motor going and stuff like that. You see Captain Ron come up on deck, and he kind of looks around, and he's adjusting things and moving things around. You see several fishing poles kind of sitting in the little places where you place the fishing poles, which is kind of funny because most of these charter boats, are these kind of nice new modern boats that look kind of slick, and they have the little radar on top. This is not that. This is definitely a shrimp boat that has been repurposed to be a charter boat. You're kind of like, well, it's probably not going to have any trouble around Della. Because it's
That's
old.
always good.
It's good.
Always
And then
good.
definitely it's not going to go on the fritz and the motor's going to go out because this thing looks probably it was made in the 50s or 60s.
Did we mention to him on the phone when we were mentioning all the fishing gear about the wetsuit for her?
You did not.
Oh, okay.
No.
Well, that'll be first order of business. I'll be like,
You start heading to the boat. There's a little gangway that goes up there from the dock, and as you start heading out there, Captain Ron comes down the gangplank and says, "Hey, so yeah, 250 up front."
we worked it out that it was like $10 each. No, I'm just kidding.
It should be 50 for 5.
50
So-
for 5. So if we all pitch in, it'll be $50.
I
I
wouldn't
also
pay
need
for
to.
anything.
Well, the bigger the road.
I thought it was $10 each.
You're so confused.
You have 2 5s and that's it.
Yeah, that's all she remembers.
Investment in our future. We also, I forgot to mention when we were on the phone. Is there any way we could grab a wetsuit for?
Of course.
Here.
Do you want to buy or rent?
Rent.
It'd be $20 for a rental for the evening.
Did we buy?
We bought ours.
You guys bought.
I was
you
like,
guys
I can
owned
use that for. I mean, I can
I
see
know.
it being used for later.
Yeah.
things.
Might work.
I take out my credit card, but I say, let me step away. Oh, wait, no, this is
You
when they
probably
have those,
cash.
right?
You have probably cash.
Okay.
You don't really do the whole credit card thing because those things tend to lose their magnetic strips around you.
Even then?
Mm.
A little.
Okay. All right.
I mean, he probably has one of those things, but even so, you
Okay.
probably have
All right.
cash.
Then
for it.
I'll pull
I
out
expect
my
your
cash.
character probably packs a couple $100 of cash and then he's
I'll pull
done.
out my cash.
Okay. So he goes, sure. And he kind of looks at you and says, okay. And he heads over to the back door of the shop, pulls out his keys, unlocks, steps inside, comes back out with this kind of dark blue wetsuit. He says, I think this will fit you. And brings it out to you. Yeah, it looks actually like a pretty good fit. And he takes your $20 and rolls it up, puts it in his pocket. Pulls out his wallet, probably sticks it in there, and with the $250, says, "All right, well, look, the boat's ready. I got her gassed up and good to go. We should be good to. Where are we headed?"
So I pull out my map and I was like, there was the map that we looked at inside your shop before.
Right, I've got
There was
charts
like a
inside the boat.
general area and this, and I show him like the spot where the cigarette burn is, and I'm like, we're missing a little chunk, but this general area, you had mapped it, and there was about like a 12-foot depth in this area.
He looks kind of puzzled at you. He says, "Let's go inside the and see if we can plot this out." So he takes you all inside the area where there's the big, the steering wheel for the boat, and there's a chart table there that kind of folds down from the wall, and he folds the thing down, and he reaches under, and there's a bunch of maps, and he lays them on there and kind of clips them in place, and he kind of looks at your map and looks at this, and takes out one little compass things and kind of does this, and kind of looks at you and then looks back down, and he says, "I think I know where this is."
Great fishing, right?
Awesome.
He said, "What?"
Great fishing, right?
Sure. This is where we're fishing, I guess.
Yep.
He says, "Okay. Let me lay it into the GPS so I can make sure I get to the right spot." And he goes over to the steering wheels.
Why don't you go see the front of the boat?
Yeah, they're chasing you out because he's
Oh.
going to the GPS.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me go check out the front of the boat.
He kind of looks
let's
at all
go
of it. Yeah. So
Here.
you guys head to the front of the boat. He kind of lays in the coordinates.
Get the beers. Or go up there.
Well, it's true. The cooler is up there. Yeah.
I
So-
grab one and a sandwich.
hmm
I get my Gatorade.
Yeah.
a
He
little
says,
Cheetos.
okay, well, cool. We'll head on out then. Let me cast off real quick and pull the gangway up, and we're good to go. Yeah. Pulls up the gangway, casts off from the lines, and the boat kind of goes chuffing out. Chuff, chuff, chuff,
I'm on
chuff,
a
chuff,
boat
chuff.
and
It's not going very fast.
Oh,
You figure maybe 15, 20 miles an hour.
Redacted.
Top speeds, maybe 25 top. I mean, it's just kind of this little boat that's just chuffing out there. But it is steadily working its way out there. The sun's about to go down. You kind of watch the sun set to the east of you. It's pretty sunset because you're all out on Lake Pontchartrain and it's very flat. You can see the trees. As you're going out on the boat, you can see a lot of the houses that have been pretty devastated by Katrina. A lot of the areas along Lake Pontchartrain have been just washed out. There's leftover foundations, brick areas. It's a little maudlin and sad because you realize it's been 5 years and this area still has not built back up. You see some pilings from a lot of the different docks that used to stretch out into Lake Pontchartrain that are no longer there anymore. And so he's kind of in there, the light's on in the cabin so he can see where he's going. He's periodically checking the GPS and things like that, and checking the GPS and stuff like that. A couple hours goes by. It's quiet, it's peaceful.
I have fallen asleep.
You probably have, actually. And, there's this kind of steady chuff, chuff, chuff from the motor that is just kind of lulls you into a sense of sleeping.
Well, and I'm an early riser, so.
Well, and it's a little it's a little chilly out on the deck, but you wrap up in your coat and you're nice and toasty warm. You've had a beer, probably a sandwich, and you're
And I'm wearing the scuba suit. That's pretty warm.
yeah, and so all of you are kind of having a little trouble. It's just kind of a drowsy night.
I'm up in the thin drinking beer.
Yeah, right, you're awake. Yeah, you're not asleep
So
yet.
I'm trying to make friends with Captain Ron.
Yeah. Captain Ron's talking to you all about all kinds of stuff. He's like, he doesn't know that the fishing is going to be so great here, but he's willing to try it. There's lots of places around.
See, what does he know about this area? So one of our friends,
Not a whole lot.
one of our friends, he said that this was the place that we wanted to be.
So actually, he looks at you and he says, I don't think I've ever actually been to this area very much. Nobody really fishes out this area. It's kind of strange. And he looks kind of puzzled and says, I'm not sure why I've never come this direction. So, strange. So he says, okay. You kind of head that way. About a couple hours goes by, and he says, okay, we're at your spot. And it's kind of in the, I don't know, you can see the bank of Lake Pontchartrain maybe about in the distance. I mean, I guess it's nighttime now. You can kind of see some of the lights from the bank maybe about a mile or two away from you. You can see what looks like the bridge that goes across Pontchartrain towards where the Abita beer brewery is. You can see actually the lights of the Abita brewery over there, just kind of in the middle of nowhere.
You hear Della snoring loudly.
She is snoring, yeah. What do you want to do? He says, I think this is it. He says, he turns off the motor, and you can kind of still hear it kind of just chuffing, but it's not going anywhere. He's just turned off the power to the...
Well, I won't drop a line, but I think our friends are here want to do some spear fishing. So they're on
he drops anchor, and the motor's just kind of shoof, shoof, shoof. And so, everybody wakes you up, I guess.
Yeah, if I feel a shift in speed or whatever, I'll
Saber fishing.
Mhm.
Saber fishing. It's a new trend.
Yeah, really? Okay.
Really popular with the kids.
Thought I was up on that stuff. Yeah, well. So, what's going on?
So I'm gonna start gearing up.
Okay.
We get the map
And
at the place.
This
Yeah,
looks
we're
like
at
the
the
Dive
place.
in, get up and dive on in.
all
All right, so you...
Well, I'm gonna drop my chain and the thing and glow sticks and
I'm gonna do a check.
we have
in.
a landmark
All right.
to go to.
Some sort of a-
you probably attach it to the boat and just drop it straight down? Okay. Or you could probably attach it to a buoy and drop it in, and the buoy would keep the one end up.
Yeah,
and the
that'll
other
work.
end. Okay, cool.
Oh, did we get radios?
No.
Oh, we didn't. Okay.
You dive in?
We just yell really loud.
Okay, we need
Bubble
some
really
sort of signal.
All right. So, do we have a rope that's going down with this?
He's got a chain attached to a
Yeah.
buoy that
So
goes
let's
straight
just
down.
tell them
There's a
if you
guy
see the buoy go like a code 1 2
Somebody's
3
in
1.
trouble.
You
1,
see
2, 3.
lightning shoot up out of the
Captain Ron
ocean.
says that
No,
it
because
is...
it's gonna fry
It's
us off.
actually about 10 feet here. It's a little shallower than he realized. It's only about 10 feet here. So you should be good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
No one beat me to that.
So
It's really
anybody
dark.
can distract Captain Ron while I bubble myself.
I am taking him to the back and I'm like, here, come show me how to. I've never used a rod like this. I need some help.
Give me a
Like
deceit check. Deceit. Do you have deceit?
Heck, I'm +3.
Oh! There's some
Hey.
deceit.
Let's go 4.
Okay. Let me see.
Nice.
He's going to make a deceit check, but he doesn't have much. Okay, that balances out. All right. He says, "Oh, let me show you how you do that rod and reel there." And it takes you out to the back and says, "You got to throw it this way, and you make sure you." And so he's telling you all about this rod and reel and stuff like that. He says, "Well, so this is the reason why." And so he's telling you all about the rod and reel and what kind of bait to use and what kind of and things like that. So he's explaining it all. He seems to be all into this whole fishing thing.
Yeah.
You guys go off the front.
Yeah.
Okay. Who's going into the water?
Well, I'm gonna
I'm
bubble
definitely
first.
Okay, you're gonna bubble. Make your roll. Discipline check.
No. Oh no.
Err,
What'd you get?
I got a -3. I got a 2.
Okay.
So
What are you doing, Darwin?
All of a sudden, a bubble appears around you.
Trying to stay awake.
Yes.
It's just around my neck.
Munching on his peanut butter and jelly.
So I can't go under.
Are you helping
It's
them
like a
fish?
flotation device. It won't
You
let me
can-
do that.
Yeah, I imagine that'd probably be my draw here.
No matter how hard you try.
So you're fishing. Captain Ron's instructing you also on how to fish with the poles that he's using. All right, you guys dive into the water. Your bubble, you kind of throw it out there around you and then just collapses. And so you've got water running all over your face and into your hair and stuff like that. The spell did not work. You were not. I guess it was because maybe the water was colder than you realized, and it really broke your concentration. So you're swimming in the water, but you're gonna have to now understand. 10 feet down, you can dive down 10 feet without. I mean, you just hold your breath. You're not gonna be able to see squat, but you can do well.
I
Okay,
have
you
my
can
glow stick.
you can see the glow sticks. Yeah.
I have pretty good endurance, so if you want to take the breathing gear, and I can try
Well,
holding
I'll
my
just
breath.
tap you when I need it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you can dive down pretty.
Okay.
I mean, you're just gonna have to come
Yeah,
surface
I'll do
up
that.
a bit.
I'll
Okay.
do that.
You guys put on your scuba gear. Attach. Put the things in. Did you have snorkels or actual scuba gear?
We
Okay.
actually got tanks.
Okay. So yeah. Do you guys have any training with scuba gear?
I'm trying to think if I would have had any in the military, but I.
You might have. You probably have at least an idea. What about?
You
Brave
plug
the
it up,
Navy,
you put it
Coast
on your
Guard.
face, and you're good to go.
Yeah, that's how it works.
No.
That's exactly how it works. You dive in. You notice that as you dive in, actually Miranda goes, "Wait, stop!" And so she starts adjusting a few things to make sure you got things settled correctly, and then you start breathing much better. You guys dive down. It is pitch black.
Ugh.
The only thing you can see are those orange glow sticks that you've attached to the chain, and then the glow stick you have.
It's a good thing this is Dylan. and not
You
Joey.
dive
Yes.
down. You can see a few fish around here. No, she's just holding her breath and
Yeah, I'll
diving
just
down.
tap you when I need it.
Diving down, and you got a face mask. I mean, so you can see, but it's again, you're just having to hold your breath.
Because if this were me, I'd be happy. Then.
Yeah, it's-
Yeah.
Do you want my scuba gear instead?
No, I'll just share her.
Oh, okay.
they're gonna
okay.
just buddy breathe. It takes about maybe a second or two to get to the bottom. It is murky, icky, nasty mud. You kind of start running your hands through there. There's all kinds of. You think what's maybe all pieces of metal, pieces of stone.
I have 4 glow sticks, giant glow sticks.
Yeah, it's just.
I'm gonna
gross.
motion towards Della,
Mhm.
and I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do this.
Okay, what are you doing?
I'm going to do a light on the suit.
Okay, give me a discipline check. Okay.
I look like an angel.
Ooh.
I'm afraid now.
Like a sea creature from the abyss.
Ooh, that was a pretty good roll.
Much better. 6.
Okay. She begins glowing, okay, and at which point you notice that you can see around you the dirt is very muddy. There's a lot of silt in the area. Ironically enough, you do not see a lot of trash on the bottom of the Lake Pontchartrain in this area. It seems pretty. I mean, there's stones. There's weird looking plants. That are underwater plants. You see some fish, which when she lights up, they all scatter. But it doesn't look too bad. Again, it's just really murky. What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna say,
Okay. So you pull on the chain, and then do what? You swim away? I don't know. I'm not sure. What are you doing?
Somebody breathing?
I'm gonna grab her, and we're gonna swim to the top.
Okay, you grab her and swim to the top, right? What are you doing? You can see fine now.
Oh, I can see fine?
Well, until she starts surfacing, and then it's hard to see.
Okay, and I don't have any light except for the glow sticks, right?
Right. The glow sticks do
I'll
all
grab
right.
her too.
Okay, you guys are
he's
surfacing.
taking me up. Okay,
All right. So you get to the surface.
Wizard sight.
Oh.
Okay.
That was what this was, and what
Third
the,
eye.
I got it. I mean,
I thought this was light up your head.
I thought
to be
it
honest
was
with you, GM
open the
had no clue.
aperture of your eyes, so I was like,
completely out of the
I was
loop.
looking like I
No
was on the
idea.
third eye side.
Yeah.
Not a clue. I had no
Honestly,
clue about that.
I was
I'm glad you
more of what you were
clarified.
saying.
I was like,
Because I was like, oh, like a miner's helmet. Yeah.
Yeah,
like,
so I was like,
so-
you said 3
see, I'm
like,
not
well,
pointed
that's the
hat.
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Pointed hat eye.
That'd be
Wizard
witch's
eye.
sight.
I still wouldn't have gotten it, but
Yeah,
I don't
okay.
know.
So you can do your wizard sight and look around.
Well, then I started sign
Emojis
language, and
and
I remember,
symbols
like, I don't remember what Z was for sign language, so I did this.
Yeah.
That's my Z.
I thought you were trying to say 2 above, 3 below. I don't know.
As above, so below.
So after this is the official wizard eye symbol.
Okay.
Okay, got it. Right.
Got
No,
it.
then.
I like this better.
I like this better.
Unicorn.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So you
my
open
light
your
still
wizard
still
sight.
on?
No, it's still on. Yeah.
All right. We're gonna go back down.
All right.
All right.
So you start diving back down. You open your wizard sight.
Bring it down there. Yes.
You get down there. Your buddy breathing. You open your wizard sight and immediately can see a whole lot further.
I do this.
What you see is like this beam of light. It's 3 beams of light coming in from the mainland. I mean, they're bright beams of light. They're all kind of green, like with the color of glowing things. But where they intersect is off to your right, about 500 feet. Yeah.
So we're not quite on the mark, but close enough. Okay, back up.
Okay.
I don't need that.
We go like 500 feet that way.
You probably don't want to swim that far.
No.
Get back up on the boat?
Yes.
Swimming is rough.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
All right, you get back up on the boat.
I'll lay on the boat breathing because I have not done this much
Yeah.
exercise like this in a long time.
Yeah, so what are you going to tell
I'm not
Captain
that
Ron?
young.
Hey, Cat. Oh, I guess y'all told me.
Yeah, you
Yes.
hear them splashing aboard. Yeah.
500 feet that
500
way.
Yeah,
Hey.
we think we see some
Yeah.
brief.
Can we move about 500
Well,
feet?
but this is where he goes back
You
into.
know how fishing is.
I know.
You know.
He goes-
we
he
got
goes-
to chase the fish.
And actually, he looks at the GPS and he goes, "Huh? Well, this is not where you told me to be. Huh?
It's
I
reflecting.
need a
The Tlot Pickens.
Jody. I need a discipline check to close your third eye if you want to.
Oh, yes.
Okay. What'd you get?
I got a 5.
Okay, you're fine. You close your third eye. So he goes, "Huh? We're in the wrong spot." Okay. Well, I'm sorry. I guess I read the GPS wrong. And he says, well,
Happens
"Let me
to
start."
us.
Have another
Those
drink,
cat-
man.
He
It
hits,
happens.
he starts the motor and goes, and so he starts the boat up again, and he pulls up the anchor, and he kind of heads over towards the direction you're saying, and he checks the GPS, and he's like, "Just okay, now we're here. Okay, this is where you, yeah, okay, this is the right spot." And he's,
That's the right spot.
and you want to do your okay.
Yeah.
All right. Need you a lore check first.
Ooh.
That's not
I
bad.
got a 6. Wait, no. Because doesn't my ring give me an extra?
No, not on lore checks.
Okay.
Not on lore checks.
So 6.
Okay. You're kind of. Where are you right now? Are you in the actual the area where he's driving? Or are you out on deck? Or are you back of the boat? What are you looking at?
She's
Oh,
done
I
loud-
figured
she's
I
done
had.
loud
I
inside.
figured.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I figured I had to go back under the water, like just kind
No,
of.
no, he's moving the boat. You're not in the water anymore.
We're probably on the front.
No, you're on the
front-
boat.
Yeah,
You're not in
from
the
the
water
boat.
I
swimming
thought he
behind the
just
boat.
moved to the new location.
Right, he hasn't. Okay, are you getting in the water to do the wizard's
Yeah.
eye, or are you staying on the boat to do the wizard's eye?
I was gonna get in the water to do the wizard eye.
Okay,
Everybody,
so
oh, everybody getting in the
yeah,
water then?
Well,
Okay.
I'm not sure if the lines will show up above the water.
I'm waiting in the boat.
Okay.
I'm going in with it.
Okay.
Okay. So you guys are hopping in the water.
I'm
Okay.
just going
He's got
under
you
the
back
water enough
swimming
to
again.
see
Oh,
if it's
fishing
there.
again.
Yep.
Excuse me. You guys dive in. You gonna drop the chain with the glow sticks?
I'll drop it for him, but I'm not getting in the water yet.
Okay. So you guys swim down. You open your wizard's eye. 3 beams from the shore, which you know are the ley lines. They're about 1,000 feet south of you now.
You can't go.
This GPS is electronics.
You're not in the right spot again.
Okay. All right. So
Okay, swim to the top.
I'm
Does
gonna
he
close
have
my wizard eye.
Okay, this one check. Yeah.
Does he have a dinghy on board?
I got a 4.
Okay. Yeah, you're fine.
Oh, okay.
You're fine.
Can I say, hey, Captain, do you mind if I try to steer us a little bit
He looks at
with
you.
your
and says,
supervision? Of
he
course.
says, okay. If because he's back there helping them fish, and are you going to tell him you're in the wrong spot again?
I'm gonna say we spotted something, and I think we're a little off the mark again, and it might not be exactly where the GPS is saying.
Deceit check.
Well, we did spot something, and we are off the mark.
Report
I
check.
was careful
Report
not
check.
to lie. I was
Yeah,
just
report
admitting.
check.
I'm going to lie about it.
Okay, so that's a 6.
Okay. He says, well, sure. If you got an idea of where you need to be a little better than I do, you tell me where you want me to go, and we'll go with that. Okay.
Let's stay
so-
on board.
So he
Okay.
pushes the button, starts the engine again, cranks up the GPS, and he goes,
Yeah.
"What is with this thing?" And he slaps the side of
But
it.
I've been hearing
okay.
that things around
You
this
still
time of
have
year
your
go
wizard's eye
crazy.
open?
Maybe
so-
it's just a sunspot activity or something.
Yeah.
He says, "Yeah, I'm sorry." He says, "I'm really sorry." He says, "I'm off about 1,000 feet."
It's all right. Sometimes you gotta eyeball it. You can't rely on
And
technology.
he says,
you
"Oh,
know?
okay." So he says, "Well, look, you tell me where you want me to go, and I'll drive the boat." Okay.
All right.
So what are you doing?
So Della's got a hand signal thing worked out with me
Are
outside.
you
I'm
open
in
your
the
wizard
boat.
sight?
I'm gonna open the wizard sight,
Okay.
and I die.
No.
Waiting for this.
No, I've been waiting for this. Yes.
Yeah.
You look towards where you think her map says, and I'm gonna need you to make a discipline check. Okay. Ooh. Oh shit.
Please roll high.
Ooh.
5.
Okay, you tied. You look towards the south, and all of a sudden, it's like something punches you in the head. Okay. You don't take any damage from it, but it's like something punches you in the head. You kind of stagger back, and every time you turn back to look south, something shoves you away, and you're like, "What is it?" You see this? Okay, she's on deck, and she looks south, and and she starts to look back, and it's like something's turning her head away, and you're going, "What the heck is going on?" You can't look south.
What if I hold my hand over?
Every time you do, something it's almost like something grabs your head and twists it away.
Okay.
Can I look at at where she's not looking?
Yeah,
and
there's nothing
try-
there.
I'm gonna
Point
go.
towards there.
Yeah, can you
If she's looking that way, then we're going that way.
All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to use where she can't look as the guideline of where to direct
Give
him.
me a discipline check.
I don't have discipline. Okay.
Okay. You start telling Captain Ron where to go. And so he starts guiding the boat and guiding the boat and guiding the boat.
Keys.
And what you notice,
Della.
okay, Della, what you notice is that every time she starts trying to head south to where you need to go, immediately she'll go, "Okay, south, 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 go this way, south." And then all of a sudden she'll say, "Oh, wait, you're too far south, go west." And Captain Ron will follow her instructions. And it's almost like something is forcing her away from where you guys want to go.
So it's not just him.
No, yeah. There's something that literally gets in your brain is all you can figure and won't let you go there.
Mm.
Yeah.
Or is it us? Literally us? Could we swim there? I mean,
If
I
I can't
think
even
we would
look
have
at it, I
to
can't
think
swim
that's
there.
the same problem there. I think
it's-
even like
it'll affect anything searching for it.
Can I do a lore check to? Have I encountered or heard something like this
Give me a lore
before that
check.
could push you?
Give me a lore check.
5.
You know that you can hide yourself with veils and make yourself invisible, which essentially what it does is it makes light move away from you, okay? You know there are also other types of veil spells that literally will make people just look away from you. They just, as they look at you, their eyes just pass over you and don't register that you're there. Now, that kind of tiptoes a little close to mental magic, and so most of the White Council don't use those. But you know that it can be done. It's just a subtle mental push that you don't want to be here. Go away. This is a bad place.
And I'm the only wizard here.
Right. Well, no.
I mean,
You guys
we're-
have
You've got a
thaumaturgy.
thaumaturgy and you've got other people.
I mean,
So-
anything I can do?
Could
Oh.
we like work together to force our way over there?
So you're trying to counterspell whatever
Yeah.
you're trying to do. Okay. Yes, that's going to be an evocation spell, unless you want to do it as a thaumaturgy, but I'm not sure how you would do it as a thaumaturgy.
No, because we wouldn't have this
Yeah.
stuff with us.
So-
about evocation.
Bunk could definitely help you, which would give you a +1 to your roll to try and do it.
But he can help me too, right?
He's a thaumaturgist. He can't do
Oh.
evocations.
All right. So yeah. Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna
Wanna
take
try it?
Captain Ron
Yeah.
and go.
Okay. What is your lore
Let's
at,
look at the
Joe?
facts again.
My lore is at 5.
Okay.
Is this considered a divination spell?
Sure, we'll go
Because
with
I
that.
get a +1 complexity with divination.
Okay, so that'll give you a 6, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
A 6, and I get +1 from him. Not
Hang
like
on. Yeah, so that'll give you a 7.
Okay.
All right. To break through this spell, you have to use 10 shifts of power,
Holy crap.
which means you're going to take 4 stress. Okay. Yeah. So whatever this spell is, it's pretty potent.
Here's some zaps.
Okay.
Okay. Now that being
I'm
said,
gonna have some zaps and some barks.
that being said, now you've got to also your stress is going to be equal to 1 plus shifts minus your conviction. What's your conviction?
My conviction is 4.
Okay, decide the number of shifts you'll use. Okay, so your conviction is 4. With his help, it's a 5. With your ring, it's a 6. So you're going to take 5 shifts of stress. Now he can share that with you.
I was gonna say,
okay?
because after 4, I think
Yeah.
I'll pass out.
Then you have to roll your discipline, and you got to get a target number 10 to counterspell it.
Combined 10,
Well, what's your discipline?
5.
With his help is a 6.
Okay, so I need to roll at least
You
a
roll all
4.
fours.
You'd have to roll +4. So you need to
There's-
tag
you
an
have-
aspect.
You have aspects too, so you can add 2
Are
to
these
it.
mine?
Those are, I believe,
Probably.
yours. Yeah,
Mhm.
I think so.
Okay.
They're not mine. I've only got 2 over here.
Right.
All right.
You started with a
So-
couple, and I think you've earned a couple.
Can I?
others.
Yeah. Can I use more than one aspect at a time?
Okay, you can only tag each aspect once, but you can use multiple aspects. Yes.
Okay. So can he do aspects too or no?
No, you have to tag aspects because you're the primary.
So I'm
caster.
going to do Seeking the Truth.
Okay, definitely a good one to use.
Yeah.
So that's +2.
You could also save them just in case.
Yeah.
Tag it afterwards, after
And-
the fact.
Can I tag Lake Pontchartrain?
How are you going to tag like?
I don't know. You said we could
Sure.
tag locations.
If you know some of the aspects on the locations.
We know that this is a
Dirty.
convergence.
That might help you.
What about like she said, ley line convergence?
So you're going to tap into the ley lines to power your spells? I like that idea.
I mean,
You never know what you're
Why
going to get with
not?
that. All righty,
that
I'll
would
let
give
you
me
do
more
it.
power.
You
Yeah.
could tag.
Okay,
You
sure.
can also wait to tag it and see what you roll, so we don't get bad juju on us.
All right.
Oh, that's true. Can I do that? Will you let me
Yes,
do
you
that?
can. Yeah,
Okay.
that's
That's
how
how
it
the
works.
roll
That's how it works.
works.
All right, so you're tagging one. So give me that one. Seeking the truth. So now you're at a strength of 8. You need to roll a 10 or higher. So you gotta go ahead and roll.
There you go.
Oh.
Now remember, you can tag an aspect to re-roll. Okay. Right now you're at what? -1. Okay.
So she's
Do you want to re-roll, or do you tagging this for another +2?
Let's just take it for. If I do a +2, that gives me just a 3, right?
yeah.
Yeah, you
So
wouldn't be
I'm
quite
gonna
there.
reroll.
Okay, so you're tagging one of the ley lines. Good.
Come on.
To re-roll. Okay.
Yeah,
What'd you get?
Still,
that's
That's
just
she got
one.
9. Got a 9
6.
total.
I'm gonna see
Yeah.
you got a 9 total.
So do you want to tag another of the ley lines? There's 3 ley lines there.
Did you tag it too?
Oh,
You could tag it for +2, and that would be the 10.
That would
right?
do it.
I mean, I want to say that love is involved in this,
No.
and no mercy.
No.
Maybe I could do
Which-
no mercy. No
No,
mercy.
no.
really.
You're tagging ley lines, sweetie. You're drawing
Yeah.
from the
You
power
don't
of the
have
ley
to use
lines.
yours.
I have to roll again.
Which no, you do
I
not.
can
I
just
You
can
just
add
get a
plus
+2.
All right.
That's
Okay.
a safe bet.
All right. So you begin trying to counterspell. You got
Don't
your
see me sweating.
you still got your wizard's eye open, and you are finally able to push your vision back towards the south, and you see what looks like this
I'm squinting.
multicolored, rainbow-colored soap bubble that is just covering something south of you. And as you realize that there's some kind of masking spell or veil spell there that pushes people away. And so you can feel the energy of the ley line below you. And so you reach into this, and it's the power of what feels like life. And so when you touch this ley line,
Power of Grayskull.
no, not the power of life. You
Sorry.
can when you tap into it, you can feel all the fish in Lake Pontchartrain. You can feel all the little
Under the
algae, and you can feel all the energy of the life that is coming from Lake Pontchartrain. And so you tap into this, and
So I'm
immediately
squinting and going.
what
at the same
you
time.
guys see is swirling around her are these little motes of light and stuff like that.
I am distracting Ron with alcohol and shrimp po' boys.
Okay. Well,
Because I'm helping her out.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
can't
I'm
get-
like,
All I can
I'm,
think
I'm
is
taking over.
Yeah.
at some point Ron is gonna be so sick.
We're looking at the back, but wow, look at that.
Oh, yeah. Or in front of the boat, or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, wherever it's
So
not
yeah.
down.
So what you guys see is she literally kind of floats into the air about
oh my god.
2 inches off the ground,
She's
and she's got her arms out like she's got her arms out like this.
God.
And you see like what looks like maybe little lightning bugs and butterflies kind of float around her and stuff like that. And then
some good shit.
yeah, right. And you see south of you what looks like a ripple in where there's nothing. But it's not quite enough power. And so you reach out and grab this other ley line, okay?
Why not?
And immediately cold hits you. And your heart starts going and you're like, and you're afraid. No,
Wait,
you
wait,
are.
wait,
It's
wait.
too late
No,
now.
no, no,
Too late
No,
now.
I'm not gonna stop anything. But I'm immediately gonna remember I did all the avoid fear thing training. I'm gonna tap into my fear avoidance.
Doesn't help.
Oh no.
Okay, because
Okay.
you've tapped into a ley line that has been tarnished by fear. Okay, and so you grab this ley line, and immediately your heart starts pounding, and so you're like, "Oh my gosh, oh my gosh!" And so from that fear, you're able to draw the emotion to shove more power into your spell, but your heart's just racing like this. Okay, and so what you guys see is this greenish beam comes spiraling out from her, and in the middle of it is this gray beam that hits something south of you. And there's kind of like a shimmer in the air, and then it just kind of falls apart. And what you see is what looks like an island.
Do I see that?
What?
Yeah, everybody does.
I knew it!
And on this island, you
Oh,
see a
it's
lot
so
of you see a lot of
Giant chest.
yeah, well, you see a lot of trees. You actually see that there's a small dock that actually sticks off the end of the island, and kind of up in the trees, you can see what looks like maybe an old antebellum mansion, or something like that.
John Lafitte.
So yeah.
I just like look across and I'm like,
At which point, Captain Ron goes, "Huh? Never seen that before."
oh no,
Which
And-
part?
Oh no!
Well,
You mean
you
where I'm
notice he's
floating in the
looking at the
air?
island where the antebellum
Yeah,
mansion is.
that's
And-
I'm like
You can see that.
never seen
And
the
he says,
floating wizard.
I've
grabbing-
got to check the charts on that one. And he heads back into the cabin to kind of look at the stuff. And you kind of settle to the deck really slow. Okay.
Can I breathe?
Go straight
Yeah,
down.
your heart starts to slow down. Okay. You do take a minor consequence.
Just
Okay.
a minor one?
Yeah.
Thank God.
Minor consequence. Heart is racing. Okay.
Where am I supposed to write that somewhere?
Yes, where it says minor consequence, -2 and right. See it?
Somehow,
Do you see the -2 consequence?
I see.
Oh, is it mild consequence?
Yeah,
Mild consequence. I'm sorry,
Okay.
mild consequence. Yeah.
Right.
And
I
what does it
put
say?
what?
You put heart is racing.
Yeah, under the aspect part.
Mm-hmm.
tachycardia.
Is racing.
I can't believe that shit.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm glad we didn't swim.
And it is 8:30, and I think Trevor
Yeah.
is fading fast.
Yeah.
So I think we're gonna end there for the night.